Hello YouTube. I mentioned before in my previous videos that I had a PV amp. I used to play guitar. I got rid of the guitar, but I found the amp. Now it was in a horrible state. It was full of dust and I had to send it to a repair shop. And that's why it took so long to do this. He's pretty busy. His analysis was, now this was under the table because he rushed mine. It works, but there's still issues because of the buildup dust inside the rear. Because the rear was exposed, there was nothing to block it. I guess I should have filmed it when I first dug it out. But you understand what I mean. He did his best. So it works, but it doesn't work. So let's find out. I love this synthesizer. I don't care what the reviews say. It's worth it. My layer B is still off. This was played around a lot because of the demo unit. And once I figure how to do the active reset, here's the EQ, low, mid, high. This is the post lead gain, super strat lead gain. And this is the model Rage. And this is what does not work. As you can see, the main volume knob is no longer functioning because of all the dust buildup. And as you can tell, my chaos physics doesn't work anymore. That's a bit sad. So here's the reverb. Not much. Here's the delay. Tape echo. The main volume works. So I can finally play this not having to go on my computer. Obviously go on my computer makes it easier because I can click with my mouse and activate some triggers while at the same time hitting the keyboard. Now let's try the pedal. That is very loud. So I recommend all the time unplugging when you add or remove stuff. And because this was over $1,000, I will do exactly that. So here's the axe solo. I was a guitar guy for half my life, so this is all new to me. I forgot what this was. I think this is cables. Yeah, USB. But as you can tell in my previous video, Here's one. Now there's no power adapter, but on YouTube videos, I've seen it with the power adapter. That's a problem where I bought all this stuff. It was all Steve's Music, and it was a closure because they closed the shops. This was a floor unit, so that's why everything is all whacked. This was all set up as the people came in the store and played along. Now I've been trying to find MIDI chords, but I can only find XLR chords. Ah, crap. Okay, that throws a wrench into what I wanted to do. No edits, YouTube. No quick cuts. No stupid. And another problem. And I'm already using the 2 plugs in the wall. Where can I plug this one? Crap. I didn't think about this. Fuck. It's powered by USB. Okay, this is powered by USB. So, even though I found a plug for the pedal, then I found an extra power brick for this. There's nowhere to plug it. This is a lock. Okay. So I guess I'll have to clean my computer room. It is a mess in there. Okay, plan B is over. Does not compute. I'm putting it in left mono out because it's a single speaker. Plug it into power. Volume off always. Well, I would have liked to demoed the pedal, but it is what it is. The bass is at max, but for a 40-watt speaker, what can you do? I don't want to put it too loud here. Would have been nice to have the pedal. So because it's multi-poly, I can press multiple keys at once. But only two. If I try and press more than two, I forget where the hold is. I didn't put my glasses on. Oscillator 2, 3, 4, 1. Tempo on for LFO amp. This would be great if I had another synthesizer to add more effects, more sounds. more escapes. Let's try some reverb. I don't hear the difference. Delay. There is a difference there. This is very dry. Wet. So the delay is pretty good. Here's the size of the reverb. The send level is at the bottom, mid. Now I can hear it. 3/4 send. Yeah, reverb works. Okay, so I was wrong. The delay and reverb are pretty good. Sorry about the noise of the cops. I live near a school where it's all the Muslims causing chaos. It was in the news a few weeks ago where the Muslim gangs were shooting guns in the air right next to the school. And it's a few blocks away. So thank you, Justin. So this is PPG Fantasy. Pressure bass. Profit sync. Purple smash. Now the problem is, like I mentioned before, I'm not a musician. I just like sounds. Layer on. Pressing the octave. Okay, reverb is a bit too much. So delay. Rave Monster. There was a hold button. I remember I press it, I let go and it keeps playing. Wish I had my glasses. Filter B. Mod effects. Yeah. I didn't bring my glasses because I honestly didn't think it would work because of the amount of dust. And the repair wasn't cheap. It just cost me 2 cartons of cigarettes. I didn't pay him in cash. This on the computer is amazing. I expected this to work, but I forgot it's USB powered. So my computer room's a mess, so sorry about that. Hold on. I had the window open, but now that it's closed, I can pretty much turn up the volume. Okay, I found the hold button. I guess because I kind of moved where I'm sitting and there's a glare, the sun's right here. So. This is what I like doing. Now I know why people have racks and racks of these things. If I had the money. I can spend the entire day and night and evening, evening, and night doing this. Repugnant. My ears are ringing, but I love it. Reverse-o-matic. Yeah. I'm not German, but it's okay. Revoxer. Ooh. I've been curious the whole time I've been doing this, if it makes a difference if I change the outputs. Now, it does say to turn it off. Now, this is the iPhone microphone, but for me, when I had it in the left mono, it was like I was being hit with a jackhammer. But now that I put it in the right output, I can feel it like a circle, like a wave. The boss has arrived to inspect. I've already said it, and I'll say it again. I can spend hours on this, and I'll still discover it. I've never used anything like this in my life. I had a Yamaha DX7. It's at my friend's house, Lori. Lori, if you're seeing this, please send it back. I would love to connect the DX7 to this and see what can be done. Oh. The boss has arrived. Yeah, she's a bit messy because the snow's melting and she ran out the other night. And I kind of got to her too late to dry out. I don't know if you hear it, but for me, I do hear the reverb. So as you can see, my cat is like me. She grooves to the sound. Rezo Wave Shaper. Holy Jesus Christ. That's a hard no. I'm not German. Thank you, Pearl. Space Adventure. Get that fucking Christ. Remind me to put the volume down. Niet Tavarish. Sorry if this is going on too long, but the few times I get to play this, I'm always discovering new things. No, I have not read the manual. This is the first time I'm playing it out of a computer, and that's why I bought this. But I guess in the end, this will have to be plugged through the computer. This wasn't cheap, over 200 bucks. The one with the plug was an extra $50. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess I should have dried her up when I got her in. Not even at the halfway mark, and my ear is already ringing. Mes oreilles, YouTube, tabarnak. I can't stop. Take this off me. So as you see, it is sensitive. wish it went higher. That sounds like Tenet, Mr. Nolan. This was longer than I expected, but as you can tell, I can do this all the time. Unfortunately, I think I blew my right ear, and I'm looking at my cat, and I realized I should have dried her up when she came in wet. So I'm going to go wash my cat, and I'm in love with the Multi Poly. Thank you, Korg, for making a great machine. The reviews I've seen online are mostly negative. I do not know why. There's a few positive videos. I'm not going to name names, but there's one with an individual that wears glasses, and pretty much a lot of his videos are on this. The moment he receives it, starts it up on a computer. That was a video that convinced me to buy this, and I'm very glad I found that video, because I watched 5 videos on this before, and they were all negative, and I honestly don't see why. There's a bald guy with glasses. All his videos were he's just negative about everything, so I don't know what exactly he likes. this is one man's review. I'm not a musician. I'm not an expert. I do have the DX7, but it's at my friend's house, and she's playing the heck out of it. She refuses to give it back. I understand why. She actually found tapes for it, the cassette tapes that you put into this synthesizer. Now the original price is $1,299. I got it $100 off. Yes, I should have demanded a brand new unopened box, but there was none. This was a demo. You saw it when I took it out. This was full of grime. The black keys were full of disgusting grime. There were fingerprints. This was yucky. There was crap in the corners. This I'm not taking off, and it was dust. The same thing for my pedal. Yes, it still rattles. I'm not going to open it, but it works. This was pretty much the only thing that I got at the store that was brand new. Now, on the first video where you see me using on a computer screen, I branched the delay pedal through this. So that does work. This works. It's just that my layer D is off. I don't know why. Even on the editor library and Multi Poly native, I click on it, it will not turn on. So there's no rattle like the pedal. So I hope it's not broken. As you can tell, with the factory settings, factory sounds, patches, already this video is what? Over 1 hour long. And I just started. I'm a noob. I'm new to this. But I love music. I love sounds. I love soundscapes. I love waveforms. That's what I'm into. I'm not into the... I'm not into that. So for me, this was a very expensive hit, but I think it was worth it. Especially now that the gas has gone up and everything else has gone up. I almost regretted buying this because that's when it started, but I'm glad I did. Because around here in Montreal, there's a few others for sale, but they're $1,200 or up. And I'm not buying used. I will never buy a synthesizer used. Three of my friends who are studio musicians, they bought off Marketplace and they regretted it. Money down the drain. So, as long as you maintain it, after I finish this video, I'm going to take a little terry cloth, go over it, wipe down that. I'm very happy I found my old PV amp and that it works. Sometimes I don't really want to play on my computer. I just want to, like this summer, I'm probably going to go outside. As you can tell, there's still snow, but eventually I will go outside, play out there, not too loud, obviously, but that's the beauty of this. I can play it inside my computer with all the options, playing it at the same time as clicking on my computer on the Poly Native. I can attach the pedals I want. And now that I bought an I/O, I can get a second pedal. I will get the MIDI cables because, as you can see, I do have some cables, but the one that I paid for that was the most expensive. Yeah, fucking $40, and I can't use it. It's too small. When I put it into the synth, it just wiggles all over the place. So this is a waste of money. The store is closed, can't return it. But my biggest hassle was these, the USBs, because the computer stores near me, they all sell Type Cs. Not many places have these anymore. Okay, an hour video. I'm not sure how many of you stayed to the end. If you did, thanks a lot. This is the beginning of a journey for me that I think this will last a long time. I'm never going to sell this. I went through many guitars. I've had this since the mid-90s, and I can't believe it still works. And see, that's where I plugged in. I was able to plug in into the wall there, and the cord does fit, but it's USB powered. Oh well. And I just realized right now, where is it? Okay, no. Yeah, I could have plugged it into the, I could have plugged the pedal into that. I just realized that. Here, let's try it. Actually, no. My ear is still ringing. Next time I'll put the amp further away. And the fact that the sound just bounced right off the walls. So watch your ears when you play these things. Thank you, PV. Thank you, Axe. Thank you very much, Korg. Domo arigato. Konnichiwa. And thank you, Electronics. Great pedal. Very expensive, but worth the hassle. Don't know what else to say. My main problem, apart from the USB, was the cabling system. I grew up in guitars and XLR and a 1/4 inch. I did not know. No one told me there is different sizes. I didn't know that. I didn't know that these cables were harder to find now. So yeah, that was a big delay in that. Next time, do your homework. Don't just look up the instruments, look up the connections. Thank you, YouTube. Have a good day. I am now going to wash my cat.